So I found myself roaming Facebook and I was listening to Krista Elisha Ministries, and she was giving her testimony about, what God told her to do when, as far as her taking a hike and her chasing after God. People, let me say something. It has come a time in the season where in his word he says, deny me in front of your friends and I will deny you in front of my Father. It's very, very, like, as humans, you know, they go through the experience every day of being heartbroken, abandoned, going through little petty things with their spouse, family members, and friends. And I can hold myself accountable and say that I did hold a little resentment towards my siblings that I supposedly are related to, because of the betrayal and the hurt they put me through as a child, as a teenager, and now here as an adult. And it's like the only thing I wanted to ever experience with you was love, pure, genuine love. Nothing more, nothing less. And I found out that they were not capable of giving me the love that I needed because it wasn't embedded in their heart. So I kind of found myself finding it hard to forgive them because I didn't understand why they wouldn't love me, why they couldn't treat me in a fashion way that I would treat them with respect and dignity, why they felt to need to punish me like I was, Cinderella, and I had cruel sisters and brothers, why they felt it was okay to outcast me, like I was nothing. I was beneath them, like I was trash to them. And it hurt me every time. I mean, every time it hurted to see me give my all to them, break my back for them. As far as if they called me, I'm there. No matter what, I'll drop everything, I'm there. If there was a fight, I'm on scene. You needed food, you needed money, you need a ride, I'm there. But then I turn around and I be in a predicament and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, why ain't nobody helping me? And I even found myself one time, this was some years ago, where I stayed down the street from my sister, and or who I think is my sister. But I really think she my cousin, or just not kin at all, because I feel like I'm adopted. And we didn't have no food. Oh my God, I'm getting in my feels. I ain't had no food in my refrigerator. I didn't. And I'm like, Lord, who can I ask to get some food? I don't need to eat, Lord, but my kids definitely needs to eat. And I need you to make a way for me so I can get some food for my kids. And I can remember, me going down the street, because everybody say, oh, well, we don't know where she at, and we ain't talked to her, but yet my sister stays directly, approximately 4 blocks from me. And I was over my little brother's house every weekend because he would want my company over there with him and his girlfriend. And then my older brothers, they stay in a different city. So I would kind of reach out to them every time or whatever. But I always found myself reaching out to them, and they would never ever call me unless they needed something, right? So me being prideful, me being prideful, I would never ask nobody for nothing, because I would feel embarrassed to say I lack something because they see me in such high regard. Oh, she always have a job. She keeps 2 jobs. She always have money. She always drive nice cars. She always looks good. But it's like, that's not my everyday life. I still go through the struggle. Okay. And I'm like, okay, well, let me go down here and see if, you know, she can let me hold something until that Friday that I got paid, because I did work. Like I said, I had 2 jobs. But the bills was piling up, and car note needed to be paid, insurance needed to be paid, this and that, rent, everything needed to be paid. And I'm just like, okay, let me just take a leap of faith and go ask. And I went down there and I asked. And I'm like, can you let me hold some food or stamps or something until, to hold me over till I get paid? And she was like, oh, well, I got a deep freezer full of food, but I don't think that it's enough to help you out. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I just left it alone, and I'm like, Lord, what am I going to do, And then 5 minutes later, her neighbor comes in, Miss Tracy, and say, oh, well, Udi, can I hold a pack of chicken and I give it back to you? And she was like, yeah, sure. Let me go get it out the basement for you. And I looked at her and I walked out the door, and my daughter said to me, she said, Mama, why she just do you like that? Why she just tell you no but give to somebody else? And it really hurt my feelings. And I'm like, Lord, I don't know why, my siblings treat me as such. I know the reason why my other brother treats me like he do, because we always had a horrible relationship. Always had to fight him physically, fist fight him. It got to the point where I stabbed him in the back with a butcher's knife in his spine, because he was trying to beat on me. And it just one of those days where I was fed up. And I'm like, no more. You're not going to do that to me. You're not going to try to punk me out of a shirt that was given to me by our older brother. And, he hit me in the face a couple of times, broke the broom over my back, and I'm just fed up. I grabbed that butcher knife and I stabbed him right in the spine. You can't do things to people and think there's no consequences to it. So, anywho, I think the greatest lesson was to understand that people will never love you the way that you give out love. They will never, have that type of love and caring for other individuals, because their heart is not made like that. And it took me a long time to understand that, because I just couldn't understand it. And he was like, I need to show you something. I would like, let me put it right here in your face so you can understand. And at first I didn't get it. I promise I did not get it. I was still giving. with a kind heart. And okay, well, I know that she betrayed me. Well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to still help her. I'm going to still help him. I'm going to still get him a ride. I'm going to still let him borrow some money. But they will never extend that same generosity, love, care to me at all. They were takers more than they were givers. So, I say that to say this. Forgiveness is for you. You forgive people that harmed you, hurt you, betrayed you, put you in a compromising situation, because at the end of the day, Jesus is really bigger than your whole situation. If you ain't got no relationship with him, baby, you lost. You are super lost, and you need to turn from your wicked ways and repent of your sins and change. Many people say, oh, well, he knows my heart, so I'm going to keep doing it. No. You change from what you have asked to be forgiven from. And I hate to get all biblical and stuff, but it is what it is. Like, it is very detrimental to me if I can't hear from Allah, knowing that he is my lover, my friend, my everything, my provider, my sustainer. It is very detrimental if I cannot hear from my Father, because he the one who gives me the miracle signs and wonders. He's the one who established my walk, my talk. He the one who gives me the Holy Spirit to move me about. Oh my God, okay. So it is very, very devastating if I can't hear from him. Very devastating. And I have experienced a season in time where I couldn't hear from him. I didn't hear from him. And it was very devastating to my soul. It was very detrimental to my soul. And I found myself questioning him. And I'm like, why you not talking to me? Why you not telling me what to do? Why you not telling me how to move? Why? And one thing about it, he don't want you to question him. He don't want you to, because he knows exactly what he doing. He knows. He formed you in your mother's womb. He knew exactly what you was gonna say, do, how you was gonna act before you even know it. And that's what makes him scary. And that's what he say, fear the Lord. And I felt myself being lost. I was like, I can't hear from him. He won't talk to me. He won't say nothing. And I felt like I was in the wilderness. And I was just like, man, okay, let me take a step back out of the situation, because I'm not getting something. I'm not getting a lesson. And I looked at the situation. I'm like, okay, everything that he done taught me from then up until now, I need to use those tools and skills to get me past this season, because I can't hear from him right now. And I kept praying, I kept fasting, and I used those tools to get me through. It wasn't easy. I mean, it's not like not hearing from your mom and dad. It's something on a deeper, intimate level when I talk about Abba. And I felt at a loss because he my everything. I remember once in my life that the man I knew, I dated him when I was very, very young, looking for a daddy, unhealed. I had daddy issues, child. Okay, even though my dad the man I think that's my dad, um, was in my life. He was the only parental figure that I had besides my grandmother. And I dated men. I was very promiscuous when I was young. I was raped by one of my siblings. They took my virginity. Um, and nobody never taught me about promiscuity. Nobody never taught me about I need to keep my legs closed. Nobody never taught me about not dating, different men and having sex with them, and how my private parts are a jewel that I need not to be given out randomly. And I'm very open with my shit. I am. I am not afraid. I am not ashamed of who I used to be, because it molded me into the woman I am today. Yes, I had a very promiscuity nature. I did. Back then in the days, when in my teen days. But I was also ignorant and not privy to what I should and shouldn't be doing, because I didn't have a mother. Okay, my mom got killed when I was 8 years old, and my father, he only could teach me what he knew as a parent, as far as he knew, So I can't be mad at him. Yeah, and my grandmother only taught me what she knew as a mother, as a nurturer, as a carer, you know. But she worked a lot as well, okay. But I had to allow myself to forgive them, because they couldn't teach me nothing they didn't know, you know. They could only teach me as far as what they learned, and that's about it. And this one man that I was with, he became my God, literally. He was my everything, my friend, my lover, my boyfriend, everything. And I put him on a high pedestal to the point where he could do no wrong. If he told me the sky was purple, I will believe him. That's how brainwashed, manipulated I was. I done been through some heavy shit, okay? For me to be sit up here and able to talk to you guys and open myself up to you. You can't use my past against me, baby. I will tell you, it's my testimony, child. You can't use nothing I've been through against me, because I will freely tell it to you and have no shame or sympathy about it. Okay? But yeah. And I found myself, like, Lord, I'm in the wilderness again. And I done made this man my God, worshiping him like he's everything, and he wasn't nothing but a piece of shit. Like, you sit there and tell people you didn't did this for me, did that for me, you didn't bought me this and bought me that. Baby, you ain't bought me shit. You ain't never gave me no money. You ain't never gave me, wait, let me rephrase that. You gave me a watch on Valentine's that you got from another broad because you wanted to teach her a lesson about disobeying you. And so you brung the watch to me. Just like you brung me an engagement ring that you gave another broad and think I didn't know. And gave it to me because you wanted to teach her a lesson. I was a broken soul. I was. And it took a decade to get over that man. Literally, because I would be back in the cycle again. Oh, he loves me. Why, this and that. No, this is not love, baby girl. This ain't, I had to hit myself upside my own head. This ain't love. This is a manipulating ass person. that likes to sleep with numerous of women and get his way and have his way. And because I'm at a tender age, he think he can control and mold me into something that he wants me to be, instead of me being who God said I was. So anywho, it was a part of my karmic lesson. That man that I speak of, he taught me numerous of lessons in life. He taught me some good things, and then he taught me some horrible things. But at the end of the day, I got the lesson. At the end of the day, I placed him back to where he needs to be and not on a pedestal. And let God come in and he be my idol. He be put on a pedestal because he's worth it. So while I was going through my season of not hearing from him, I had to take those tools and what I learned previous from lessons to help me maneuver in that season. It is, oh my God, it is so detrimental, devastating if I can't talk to Jesus. It is. I'm codependent on him. But in a healthy way, because he's not gonna let me just be all like, oh, I just can't live without. No, it's not that. No, it's not like that. But when you have a friend in Jesus, it is very remarkable. It's a pleasure to say that I have a friend in Jesus. When all is lost, when my friends, when my family, when my childhood friends, when they walked away, Jesus was the only person, the only spirit, the only soul that was around me and kept me. And he never betrayed me, never left me. So if you don't know Jesus, I think you should get to know him. Just like I'm sitting here talking to you, open your mouth and talk to him. This is how I talk to him. Like, but we ain't doing this today. These folks got me fucked up. Like, for real. This is how I talk to him. No disrespect. Just open your mouth and say, Jesus, I need you. And that's it. Oh my God, that's it. That's all he wants you to do is talk to him. That's it. It is nothing complicated about it. As human beings, we make things so complicated. And I'm a terrestrial being, so on here, on the earthly plane, I guess I'm human. I guess I can identify with what, other people go through in life. And all he wants you to do is acknowledge him. That's it. We make things so complicated when life is not even hard. My God, just open your mouth and say, Jesus, I need you. Jesus, I need help. That's it. That little key piece right there will go a long way. And you'll be like, oh my goodness. Because it's going to come a time. Okay? It's gonna come a time. Mark my words. Today is January, I think 22nd. Let me see. January 22nd. Approximately. 12:05 in the evening. There's going to come a time when the door to get to Abba, to get to Jesus, to get to Yeshua is going to be closed. And there's going to be many lost souls. I just felt my whole body tingle. There's going to be many lost souls. If you can find him now, go ahead. find them now. You ain't got to be extra. You ain't got to do nothing extra. Just sit there and say, I need you, Jesus. That's it. You ain't got to do nothing extra, but open your mouth and acknowledge that he is God. That's it. Because there's going to come a time where he's going to close that door and you ain't going to be able to find him and you're going to be lost. And I feel like if you got lungs, you got air in your lungs now, just say the word. That's it. I hope this testimony was very inspirational to you guys. This is a time of my life where I don't mind sharing my life because I have lived it privately. I wouldn't say isolated, but in hermit mode for a long time. And I don't mind being an inspiration for somebody else. I don't mind sharing my story so people can open up out their shell and share their story because I can help people. You know, I can tell you it's okay. It's all right. I can sit here and cry right in front of you. And that's because I have love. I have emotions I feel deep inside. And I'm okay with that. All right, like, share, subscribe with your friends, comment down below. If you're so inclined, donate to the channel, to a single mother. Cash at me at $humble favor, baby. And I'm out of here. Peace.